Hello, my beautiful people of the colouring world. Welcome to another Colour With Me video. I am Mona, hello, and this is going to be the February monthly Colour With Me Colour and Chat video, whatever you like to call these videos. And of course, being February, there is going to be a theme, and you guessed it, it's a Valentine's theme Colour With Me. And yes, I know Valentine's Day was like 5 days ago now, but you know me, I am never on time with these things, and my videos are very informal, not on schedule. It's just whenever I can have the time to actually fit these videos in, and I like to try and at least do a colour with me once a month. That is my goal for now, and anything extra is just a bonus. But in saying that, I've said many times before, and I'm going on a ramble here, I do love colouring these videos, and you know, it's every fibre of my being wants to do more of these. But I've mentioned so many times before, I am a nurse, and shift work and life just gets in the way sometimes. So I'm super grateful that I have time to, you know, do these videos with you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. I hope that it provides some sort of, I don't know, like comfort and inspiration and just a chill, good vibe. That's my goal for these videos. Like I said, very informal, very a bit all over the place, and that's just me as a person. Anyway, shut up, Mona. Get to the colouring part. As you can see, so yes, February, Valentine's Day theme page. I have selected my colours. These are the Ohuhu alcohol markers. I'm in a huge alcohol marker mood. And the Ohuhu 320 set that I have has so many beautiful pinks and purples. So that is the colour theme of today. Of course, being Valentine's Day. So I've got red in there as well. And the book we are going to be using is the Mystic Art Mirrors. She has so many beautiful books. You can find them on her Etsy page. Yeah, she's got so many beautiful books, and this is the 1 Year of Joy colouring book. So she's got all like holiday theme. Okay, so that's an Easter one that I've coloured before, and Mother's Day. You know, she's got all the days throughout the year. And if you know her style of art, this is her style, and it is, I love her books. But the page we are going to be doing today is this Valentine's Day girly. And I want to make it all, you know, bright pinks and soft purples and bright purples and reds, and it's going to be exciting. I don't know how this page will turn out yet, but that's why you guys are here, to follow me along on my colouring journey. So I've got these two markers out because I want to start with her skin tone, and we are going to go with Mallow and Sakura Pink. And I also have all my, you know, my swatches of the colours there in case I need more. Look, I may not use all of these colours. We'll just see where this takes us, really. Okay, I'm all zoomed in a bit there, and we are going to just get started. I'm hoping this will be pale enough. If not, then that's okay. So how is everyone going for February? This is why I like to do these monthly color videos, because it also kind of helps me check in with you guys. And for those of you who are following along, I know my channel is quite small at the minute, so I do appreciate anyone who kind of follows along and just tunes in every now and then. I wanted a bright pink blush, so that is what we are doing here. Just with the cheeks. I'm hoping this will work out. You know how you have vision for things? Like I said, I want this page to be super vibrant with pinks and purples and, you know, all the good, beautiful, happy colors here. And I'm just winging it, and then just going with the flow. No, I want that. I hope everyone had a lovely Valentine's Day. Yeah, mine was okay. I'll be honest. I am a single girlie at the minute, and you know what? I'm actually torn between Valentine's Day. I really love the vibe of Valentine's Day, and you know, who doesn't love to be, you know, treated with dinners and flowers? Like, I love all that stuff. I'm not gonna deny that I don't. And you know, it is nice to be appreciated by someone special. However, I'm also, the other half of me is torn, because I'm like, well, you don't actually need Valentine's Day to do that. You know, like, you can do that 365 days of the year with your special person. I'm just torn between, that's my attitude for Valentine's Day. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, it every now and then it kind of does suck being single as well. Sorry, had to pick the colors for the hair, and that is fluorescent red with cadmium red. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it kind of does suck being single. And don't get me wrong, I am one of those people who absolutely love my space and needs my space, and you know, is perfectly happy being on my own. And you know, some days I get home from work and I'm just like, oh, thank goodness I don't have to answer to anyone, I don't have to talk to anyone. Like, it's such a good thing. Okay, like, it's, yeah, it's, some days I'm like that, but other days I'm like, okay, well, you know, I guess it would be nice to have someone there as well. And I don't want to sound like I'm whinging and complaining, but you know, I've been single for a very long time. I'll be open about this. And look, I've had my fair share of, you know, dating men and talking to men and doing all that stuff. But honestly, I am just so sick of the disappointment. And it's not like I have high standards, but I have standards, and they are just how can I put this without sounding too picky? Yeah, I have, you know, I have my boundaries and my standards, and the men, I don't know what's going on. I'm not saying all men are like this, but they can't even give bare minimum basic communication, whatever. So that's what I'm dealing with at the minute. I am dealing with men who are very hot and cold in their behaviours. I am dealing with men who make plans for a Saturday night or the weekend, and then they either cancel at the last minute, or they what else has happened? Yeah, so they cancel at last minute with plans they make, or this is different men, or they make plans and then, you know, they say, yep, Saturday night, let's do something. And then when Saturday actually comes, it's like a ghost town. They don't reply to my message, or they've just disappeared. And oh my gosh, like, it's just, yeah, it's been emotionally exhausting, I would say. So, look, I haven't lost faith or hope, but I am just so sick of the disappointment. I have no idea what these men want anymore. You know, like they say they want a woman who brings them peace and happiness. But come on, guys, like, you actually have to, you can't just, that just doesn't happen magically. You have to put in time and effort as well. And I'm not saying I'm perfect either, because I definitely have stuff I need to work on. But I know myself, and when I'm into something, I, you know, give it my full commitment and attention. And all these men just seem to be emotionally unavailable and just your typical avoidant men. And that's why I'm saying it's just been one disappointment after the other. And it's no excuse for their behaviour, because, you know, men know exactly what they're doing. Well, not just men. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing. And it's just, I'm exhausted in this area of my life. And so I am just approaching 2026 with whatever happens, happens now. Like, if someone comes along, that's great. I mean, it's kind of how I approach 2025 as well. And, you know, some men did come along and they were just big, fat disappointments. And, you know, when you speak to someone for a good 6 to 7 months, I think that, you know, it's a long time to get to know someone and all that. And I don't know. It's just a mess. And look, I know that, you know, when you're married and have kids as well, that definitely has its issues and different problems. So I guess we're all dealing with something. And I'm not trying to sound ungrateful either, because, you know, I'm very grateful for the people I know and have around me, and, you know, my life isn't overly that complicated. Well, some days it is, some days it isn't, but that's another can of worms. But it's just exhausting having to go through all that shite with men. And you think they're good men, but some of them are just a facade. It's all a frickin' act as well. They know exactly what they're doing. So, yeah, I really don't know what to say about it anymore. I'm just sharing my experience here, so thank you for listening to that. I didn't expect to open up this early in the video about all that stuff, but Valentine's Day just brings out whatever. It brings out the whatever. And it's I'm trying not to be bitter. I don't want to be that bitter lady, but when you get disappointed after disappointment for so long, you can't help but be a bit disheartened by the dating world. However, I realize that not all men are like this. I know some beautiful men who are emotionally stable. So I'm not saying all men are like this. And please, I know women can be just as bad here as well. It's all in the individual, and you know, we all know what we're doing and we all know how we're treating people, and yeah. I am pretty open-minded. You know, like I said, I have my boundaries and my standards. But I'm pretty open-minded and give people a fair shot as well. I don't know if I'm actually ruining her face here. I'm kind of making her hair bleed into her face, if that makes sense. So the hair color here, I'm kind of just, I don't know. I'm kind of just winging it here at the minute. I'm winging it and rambling at the same time. And I'm sorry you have to hear me go on about this stuff. Honestly, if you don't want to hear me go on, then please click away. I do not mind. But this is a Valentine's Day special. Alright, we'll just let that dry and we'll see how we go, and I'll just continue shading her hair. And all I'm doing is just random. Yeah, I normally don't go on about this stuff, but you know, Valentine's Day, it brings out the best in people, doesn't it? Honestly, my dating life is it's just a joke at this point. Like, I don't know what to say anymore. And, you know, when my friends and people ask me, oh, why aren't you married? Or how come you're still single? Or how's your dating life? I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered talking about it, because it's either I'm getting played and these men just don't know what they want, and it's just non-existent. And I've tried the dating apps. I'm recently off the dating apps because that's what happened. I got ghosted too many times on the dating apps. And with the dating apps, I only agree to meet up with people if there's a vibe. Like, I don't just say yes to the first man who shows interest. Like, there has to be a bit of a vibe online. So I only agree to meet up with the people that I vibe with. But it's, yeah, like I said, it's just been disappointment. And I'm trying to find another word because I don't want to repeat myself with these words, but that is the solid word. for these men. It's like, and I'm not saying this to put myself down, but it's like they're waiting for something better. Or, you know, like, I just, like, you know, they ghost you and then they come back. And I'm like, no way, mate. You left me the first time. I'm not giving you any more chances here. And it's like, well, who do you think you are to come back like this? If you didn't really appreciate my time and effort for the first 8 months we were talking to each other, then nah. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about giving people second chances as well. I am actually a very understanding person. Well, I like to think that I am. But you know when you're just being ripped off. Anyway, guys, I just want to say this is a safe space to share your dating fails. And I'm calling it fails because that's all they've been for me. But please, if you guys feel like sharing your dating stories, because I know some of them can be a bit personal, but you know, if you feel like sharing whatever you want about dating, please leave a comment below. Actually, that hair color turned out all right. Let's do a little bit more darkness here. I don't really like what's happening there, but we will try and fix that a bit later. I'm so sorry about my venting, guys. I'm sorry if you're not here for hearing me vent. But honestly, this is the reality of the dating world. And I hear about it all the time. I see it all the time. And if you're one of those lucky people who are, you know, have found someone solid, then that's amazing. It's really tricky at the minute. And like I said, I haven't lost hope. But I'm over it. I really am over the whole thing. And it's just, like I said, it's just like whatever happens, happens right now. Now we are going to do her dress as vivid purple. Well, for one layer of it anyway. Yeah, so anyway, enough ranting about that. What I did Valentine's Day was the question that I was supposed to answer and talk to you guys about. Is I finally finished the Pride and Prejudice book, and I gave it a 4 stars because I actually enjoyed that book, and I enjoyed the storyline, and it was just a lovely kind of romantic book. And it was a nice approach to romance as well. Anyway, so I finally read that. It took me a whole month to read that book, which I'm not happy that it took me a whole month, but I'm just enjoying the journey. So what I did Valentine's Day was I did some online shopping. I bought some new fountain pens, spent way too much on those fountain pens. They're probably the most expensive fountain pens that I own at the minute. And I'm still waiting for them to come in the mail. But I'm very excited. So I treated myself to those. I had a glass of wine and some pasta bolognese. And I was having a great solo date at home. But as I was eating my dinner, I decided to actually watch Pride and Prejudice, which was the 2005 version with Keira Knightley, and I loved it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to read, like I want to be one of those people that have read the books first and then watch the movie. And I know there's different versions of that movie and older versions and the 2005 one. And I had the best night by myself. I loved it. I had pasta and spaghetti bolognese and a glass of wine. Like, I love those moments by myself. Just going from before. I love spending those nights where I'm just in my own company and doing what I want, and I love it. Like, I have no problem in spending time alone. Like, one of the best solo dates that I took myself on was I went to a library in the city. It's called the Mortlot Wing here in South Australia. Or the library has a wing called the Mortlot Wing, sorry. And it's just this old school library. And it's got all these old books in it, and it's just so beautiful. I have done a TikTok on it somewhere along my TikTok page, so if you're interested in that, it's somewhere along my TikTok videos. Anyway, the best solo date I've had so far, and this, well, it's exciting to me, but it may not be exciting to you, was where I went to that library. I got myself a takeaway coffee and I sat in that library for 3 hours reading. And I was just having the best time by myself. I sat there and I read, I don't know if you want to know the book I was reading, but I read my Bible for 3 hours. And I was just being nourished in all sorts of ways, like emotionally, and because, you know, the Bible is, well, you know, that's another can of worms. And I was just having a great time by myself. Like, I've had other little solo dates which I've done. I don't do it often because only if I'm feeling really motivated, but I've done that solo date where I've just sat myself in the library and just read. Like, I've done it a few times because that library is so beautiful. Like, that specific section in that library is so beautiful. It's a very old school, vintage library, and it's got such beautiful vibes. Like, people go there just to have a look around, but there are tables and chairs there which you can sit and read, and it's a good time. Well, in my opinion, anyway. Everyone has their own different, things which they enjoy doing. Okay, I want more purple, and these leaves are going to be pansy, which is a really rich purple. You'll see what I mean. What did you guys do Valentine's Day? If you feel like sharing, leave a comment below. And yeah, I just had a really good time Valentine's Day. So I finished Pride and Prejudice, the book. I might have to watch the movie again, actually. I really like it. And now I'm reading The Garden of Eden. I'm trying to read more classics. And I've only read one page of that book. So I can't really tell you too much about it. The reason why I gave Pride and Prejudice a 4 out of 5 stars is because at times the English was a little challenging, and there were so many characters which I couldn't really, like, I got confused who they were. So that's how that book lost points for me. But it's not the writing or the story itself. That's just a me thing. That's definitely a me thing and my brain. And I realised that was Jane Austen's style of writing at the time. Pride and Prejudice is definitely a book I will read again once I get through all my other books that I want to read. But it's a good beginner's classic book as well, I feel. Not that I'm an expert in classic literature and, you know, that topic or that subject. I did read Wuthering Heights, and that was a book I didn't understand at all. I don't know what computed in my brain when I read that book, but that's a classic book that I couldn't understand, and the characters were really hard to follow along. I read that one last year, and I finished it, and I think I gave it, I can't remember what I rated that book, but it was very low because, again, I didn't understand the storyline. I didn't know what was happening. There's another leaf. Maybe in the future I'll give that book another chance. But I did not understand Emily Bronte's writing. And again, that's a me thing, I feel. It's a me and my brain thing. Other people have read that book and seem to really enjoy it. What to do next? I'm kind of avoiding the roses because I honestly haven't worked out how to colour roses in. I like doing flowers in watercolour, but I can't be bothered getting my watercolours out today. Soz. Okay, let me think. Now I've got pale cherry pink and pastel rose for the flowers, or the roses. I want to because everything else is so dark and vibrant, I kind of want to do a bit of contrast. So these roses are going to be a pale colour. Actually, you know what? Let me just get the big chisel tip here. I'm just going to spread out the colour like this. I wonder if I can get a watercolour-y effect on these roses. That's why I got 2 tones. But I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, I really don't want to kind of ruin it. And I have no idea what I'm doing. But let's just see. See how this goes here. Blending, blending, blending is key. Okay. Let's just do bigger blobs, I think. I don't actually know if this was a good colour match. I saw pastel rose. Was it? No, pastel. Yeah, pastel rose. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a perfect colour for my roses here. But now I'm not too sure. It's very blobby. Back and forth. I feel like I want a darker colour in the rosebud though, just to give it a bit more depth. Right, I think cherry pink will do the trick, hopefully. Let me get this one here and blend it out. Go up here. Just on the rosebud in the center there. The sweet spot. A bit more here and on that line there. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing here. My next two colours are pastel peach for the envelope, and I'm throwing a bit of black in for these 3 love hearts because I want to keep those ones red. These represent my black heart. Joking, 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 joking. Well, joking but not joking. I'm hoping this gives the paper colour I want. The envelope. And I actually missed little bit of her skin here. I don't know how I'm going to fix her face because I really don't like, I like the bottom half but not the top half. Like, I know I stuffed that bit up, so I don't know how I'm going to kind of fix that. But that's a later problem. Okay, and for her, this part of her apron dress, this will be cerise. There's something about these vibrant pinks and purples and reds that speak to my inner child, because I was obsessed with these colors, and like I still am. I really do love pinks and purples, but it's like this color selection is making me so happy right now. I definitely find pinks and purples the easiest to color in because they're very inviting, very warm colors. Well, that's my interpretation and take on those colors, because colors definitely give a vibe. And, you know, maybe it's the mood I'm in today as well, because, you know, other days I vibe with brown and autumn colors. Other days I vibe with black, and I don't mean that in like a depressive way. Black is a really powerful, dominant color, and black pieces definitely have their purpose. It just honestly depends on my mood. And, you know, you see it in the clothes you wear. Some days you just want all black. Like right now, my clothing vibes are brown and green. I'm loving those colors right now. Now, this red bow, you can't really see on camera, I know. It kind of does mix in with the rest of the dress. You know, I thought it was pretty. I wanted that bow to match that bow. But I mean, this red and the vivid, what was it? Vivid purple look exactly the same on camera. Oh, the battery died, so I don't know where I was up to. Like, I just finished the hearts and I was going to, like, you didn't miss anything massive, but I was going to bring in these pens. So these are the Langau pens. You guys, I made an unnecessary purchase and bought so many sets of these Langau pens off Shein. And I'm opening this one because I want her lips, to be this pastel pink color. Did I need more gel pens? Absolutely not. But I'm hoping these will, I think it just needs to warm up a bit. I have not, this is the first time I'm using these pens. And I actually don't know how they dry or what their consistency is, because when you purchase stuff off like Shein and Temu, it can be very hit and miss. However, I will say they're stationery, like the you know, the art supplies and the stationery I have purchased off Shein has been really good. I just wanted her lips to be a beautiful pastel pink, but this is like more of a pastel skin color, but that's okay. That's not bad. We'll just let that dry. Now for these bits, I'm thinking like a hot pink. There's not enough hot pink on this page. Let's have a look. Either vivid pink or reddish purple pink. Let's go vivid pink, which I think I have out here already. Here it is. And all I'm going to do is just do a brush. I'm planning to do a bit of an art haul video with like all the art supplies that I've bought. So you'll see all the packs of the Langau pens that I've bought. I have bought more markers. I have bought acrylic markers. Like I really want to do a good art haul video. And I want to kind of show the art supplies that I've purchased over the past 8 or 9 months. So it's not like this is all in the last week or so. Just because I am expanding my art collection and getting into different things. So I want to kind of, yeah, just do a, you know, nice and chill art haul video, because I, again, like with these coloring videos, I love watching art supply videos, art haul videos. Like it's just a hobby that I'm really getting into. I like to see what's out there. You know, when people do those types of videos, it's my jam. I also love it when people do, you know, coloring book haul videos. Like I am all for that. I support this hobby and this way of life. I got your back, boo. So yeah, stay tuned, because hopefully I can film that within the next couple of weeks. And included in that video is my fountain pens I want to show you guys as well. So you'll see the whole lot. Now for the dressy bit here, I don't know if you can see. You probably saw at the beginning, it has love hearts. I really want to bring them back out, and I want to go over them with a white Posca pen. So it's going to take me a little while. I'm hoping this white will be opaque enough, but sometimes if you've got a really vibrant color underneath, the white doesn't dry white. It like dries, it kind of absorbs the color underneath. But if it does that, then that's okay. I'll just go over the love hearts. You know what, I'm gonna get my acrylic marker. I think that's more opaque, and that is just my Ohuhu marker. Let's see if I am coordinated enough. With the brush tip here to make it love hearty. Bit blotchy, and yeah, it is absorbing the color underneath. Maybe I'll do like a second coat of it. Okay, that's done. Bit blobby and blotchy. but I might go over it with a second coat. Hopefully that'll make them a bit more white, but we'll see. I've done the 2 layers of the acrylic Ohuhu, and it does seem to brighten it up, but I think I'll just leave it as that. My vision was for full white love hearts, but that's okay. It still brightens it up and it still gives the finish that I want. For the edges of the dress, I'm going to actually just go in with the black and just do that. Cute, actually. I like it. This bit is annoying me, but like I really don't want to leave it like that. So what I'm thinking, and I don't know if this will work or if this will look good, I don't know, but I'm thinking of doing a 2-toned face and getting the, which pink was it? Sakura pink, and kind of just covering all that with a, like a squiggle across her face, and then just fill that bit in. You know what, let's just do it and we'll see how it looks, because it is not the finish that I want there. And if I ruin it, I'm willing to accept the risks. So all I'll do is kind of just do a squiggle like that, and then just fill it in. For her eyes, I'm bringing in a new colour just for the eyes. I really want them to pop amongst all the pinks and purples. So I'm going to make them, I think this is acid yellow. Hopefully it'll give it the pop that I want with her eyes. Just a very quick touch up there. And hopefully that'll dry super yellowy. And then I'm just going to fill these dots in with, this is the Pentel hybrid metallic pen in the, it's like a super pink glittery pen, and it's amazing. So I'm just going to fill all the dots around here with this pen. I do have a purple one actually. I might bring that in too. I have gone over all the confetti dots in the background with my pink and purple pen, and I think I'm going to call this piece finished because there's nothing else I really want to do. I kind of wanted to just keep it kind of simple and play around with some vibrant reds and purples, and yeah, just to play around with, you know, those really beautiful Valentine's colors. And I know this sounds a bit backwards, but I really prefer that finish to the face and the smudgy bits I had before. And I'm glad that it's covered up my mess that I made before. So yeah, that's not it's not bad how it turned out. Yeah, so I'm going to finish it here, guys. Thank you for joining me once again in another colour and chat, colour with me. I promise I am not a bitter lady or a bitter single lady. Thanks for hearing me rant before as well. It's just the single lady, you know, single lady stuff that we deal with, but this is, you know, my journey and what I'm going through in the dating world, and Valentine's Day brings up all sorts of emotions. Yeah, anyway, that is enough ranting, guys. Thank you so much for listening and colouring with me, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.